Welcome to part 2 of the Aftermath, a soldier story. Again, I am Sir Ty. Today I'm gonna need your help, guys. Yes, it is Veterans Day. Yes, we are saluting those that sacrifice for their country. Yes, I know that I'm not active duty any longer, but for the purpose of me going back in history, going back to tell my story, going back to put me in a proper mindset. I know I'm out of regulation because I got a beard. I know I'm out of regulation because bump all of that, put that to the side, and I just don't want you to hear, to listen, right? Because somebody out there may need this testimony or this story, because I want you to know that I'm just like you. So the journey begins as we left part 1. We're here now. I am 17. I made the decision to join the military. I've graduated, and now I am active duty. It is June 10th, 2002, and I am being shipped off to my first, no, it's not the first duty station, it's basic training. I went to Fort Jackson. They call it Jackson Relaxing because, they say, we got the easy basic training. But I'm going to tell you this. When that bus pulled up to the base, we went through the gates, it was like I was leaving Tyrone Jamal Gowdy and going into private first class Gowdy, because in my head it's like I'm not even a person anymore. I'm an item of the U.S. Army. Basic training is something where they break you down, they strip you of who you think you are, no attitudes, no whatever. So pretty much delete all that you thought that you were, and they're going to give you their new ideologies on what you will be, what you will do, and how you will act. So basic for me was a breaking, right? It's something where you just signed up for something when the rubber meets the road, like you here for real. The drill sergeant got on the bus, and when I tell you the first vocal that, bro, you in the Army, he walked on this big brown hat, right? And I'm talking about buff, almost like 7-footer, walked onto the bus and he got on like, everybody get your bag and get the fuck off the bus. I said, well, where's the hello, the greeting, And in that moment, everybody was nervous, shaking. We all looking like little cubs, like, okay, do we get off? I'm like, what, is this a joke? So terrified. We are scrambling, getting our stuff, and and it's dark. Like we pulled in, it was like almost dawn, like the sun almost about to come up, I don't know, like 4 o'clock in the morning. So you really couldn't see, like go find the blue line. If your last name start with this, I'm like, can somebody just turn the light on, tell me to go over here, because it's already confusion, right? And everybody running around, bumping into each other, dropping stuff, suitcases flying open. I'm like, what did I sign up for? Because this ain't it. And so finally got in line, and you nervous, and they checking you in, making sure that your name is right, and and so you over here, you're gonna be in these barracks or whatever, and like mentally just gone, because I'm like, what did I sign up for? Because I'm nervous, I'm second guessing my decision. I'm like, can I go home? I'm like, can I call my mama? And they're in your face in line, just spitting and what you gonna do, and you better. I'm like, cool. So going through basic training was, like I said, the stripping, and you doing ruck marches, you doing physical training, you jump roping, you push-ups, you sit-ups, they're training, you marching, you get uniforms, you working out every day, you eating what they want you to eat and the time frame of how they want you to eat it. So if you the last person in line, you may only have 60 seconds to eat. Because when the last person sit down, the first person who sit down, you should already be up, your tray in the trash, and you've fallen in line waiting on everybody else. So by the time if you're the last person, you better gobble up because you may not eat, right? And so I'm like, what is this? Y'all trying to control us, y'all trying to tell us what to do. Like I said, not knocking it, I just didn't have an understanding of what it was, because this wasn't no RTC, this is now real life. This is now, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna be getting paid to do this. This is now, you know what I'm saying, you signed your name with, you know, Uncle Sam, US government, US Army. And so entering in for me was clearly a culture shock, because I'm like, I normally do what I want to do. You know what I'm saying, I get up when I want to. You getting yelled at because your bed ain't made right. You're getting yelled at because somebody missed a step. You're getting yelled at doing push-ups because somebody got smart and want to go home and popping off. And it's like, Jesus, how long is this gonna last, right? And so mentally you are going through this metamorphosis of, okay, this is the person that I was, but now entering into manhood, entering into discipline, into being on time. It was a lot, I'm not gonna lie. You know, weapon, right? It's the first time I'm 17, first time holding a gun and, you know, going to the gun range and bullets, and it's so loud and we throwing grenades, and I'm like, what? In my head, like, make it make sense. Like, I just, like, I thought I knew what a soldier was, but baby, quickly I found out that the shit is about to get real. And so for me, you know, graduating was a very monumental moment, because, you know, mentally you thought that, you know, you was gonna quit. You know, mentally we had people to go home, they couldn't take it. I'm like, you know, this ain't for me, I can't do it. And I'm like, I might be next. But the pursuit of continuing on, right? To say that I signed up for this, I made a decision. And if I'm gonna be a man, then I need to be a man of my word and say, hey, although this shit don't feel good, I'm still gonna stick this out because I've made a commitment, right? So already training began to, like, okay, this is the type of man that I'm becoming. This is the mold that I want to be, because if I open my mouth, because I don't make promises, but my word is bond. So if I say something to you, I'm gonna make sure that my damnness, that I make sure that it comes to pass. And so once I graduated, everybody, family running up, mama, everybody, hey, da-da-da. Now, my mama and my sister, you know, they live in Louisiana. I was all the way in South Carolina, you know. I'm like, well, they may not come, because the last word I heard is like, baby, we gonna try to make it, but you already know, mama ain't, you know. And back then we have GPS. Back then they have, you know, they had MapQuest. You had to print out instructions on the directions. So if you miss a turn, ain't no rerouting. Nigga, you just need to pull over, backtrack, ask the person at the gas station, where is South 59, whatever, right? So this back in the day. So, and my mama, bless her heart, she like, child, she know Louisiana and Mississippi. And so I'm like, it's cool, you know, I graduated, and I'm seeing everybody's family run up to them, and I'm like, hey, you know, I'm rejoicing with them, you know, they hugging, you know, because I think it was like a couple of months, you know what I'm saying, that we were not around our family. And I'm just excited for everybody else, you know, and I'm walking with my head down like, Lord, I wish, you know, my mom, my sister was here. And I look up, right, and I see my mama, and I see my sister. And I just took off running. And I'm like, I care what happened, plane, train, bus, like, y'all made it. And when I embraced my mother, we both just had a moment where, A, she was proud of her son. A, I'm proud they made it, you know what I'm saying? And we just, tears of joy, because, like, my family was here. You know, So for me, that level of support was like, I can do this. And then when you do it, it's not about an audience. It's not about people woo woo woo. But when your real ones rock with you, when they come out to support and didn't know if they was gonna make it, right? I already made up my mind and not coming. So long story short, graduated Fort Lee, which was in Virginia, went to training. So herein they lied to me, thinking that I'm gonna be a food service specialist with top hat, I'm gonna be sculpting ice, and I'm gonna be, oh my God, this, chef in the military. I was a cook. Spoon, forks, and the grill. And I'm like, my recruiter lied to me, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, this ain't what I signed up because I just quit Wendy's. So why would I come to the Army and do the same thing? Smelling like food, hot, you waking up before everybody to prep. So already was like, yeah, y'all got me. Cool. So going through training as far as what my job positioning was going to be. 92 golf, which means a food service specialist. And I'm going through training and we're waking up and cooking and going through recipes. Now I'm from New Orleans. Now y'all don't laugh at me. So we had to prepare grits, right? Tell me why I put cayenne pepper in my grits, because I'm gonna spice it up. So I didn't put the sprinkle part, the big cap open. So I had a pot full of red grits. They said, "Go!" I'm like, "Yes, Sergeant." "What is this?" I said, "Well, I add a little seasoning." They say, "You do not add to the recipe unless you need to follow." I'm like, I need this to taste like something. If y'all want me to cook, so we going at it. Add in, soldier. I'm like, who we talking to, love? Level 2. So we just left out of training. So what? I still got some conditioning to do. So I ain't all the way a soldier yet, because you pop up in my face. Look, I'm gonna lean back in. Say that one more time. And so for me, it was, it was a lot. And following orders and knowing rank structure and the authority and submitting yourself. Though you want to say what you want to say, my mama said, bite your tongue. I'm like, well, it's bleeding right now because it's like this, because I'm going to cuss everybody out. So I had to humble myself to fall in line and to listen, right? Even if I didn't want to. Uncle Sam said, you going to hear me. So get out of training and let's backtrack to when I did sign up for the military, because I was trying to get back at my arm. They said, where you want to go? You have anywhere in the United States, or you can go to Europe, which was Germany. And I said, I'm gonna show her, yeah, but put me in Europe, bro. Got to Europe. Now me being from New Orleans, I didn't know what snow was. I never experienced it, and I never experienced cold like that before. So get over there. First duty station, first night, it's dark, it's gloomy. I'm in this big hall, and it's like you walk in this room and everybody don't really clean themselves like they're supposed to. So you're dealing with other people older, them not cleaning up, not washing their clothes. So I'm entering into the barracks, and already I'm like, I don't know if this is the right decision for me. So I called my mama from Germany, and I said, Mom, I think I want to come home. She's like, oh. Thought she was a man. What happened to your decision? I said, I don't need that right now. I need you to hear me. I miss you. And she's like, I miss you too, but she said, you're going to be all right. She said, you made the decision. She said, I'm proud of you. You've been through basic. You've been through your training. She said, now it's time to enter into your manhood. And I said, well, look at you trying to send me off here. And in that moment, I said, again, I made a commitment. I would stick to it. So here it is in Germany. Going to work, walking to work, we're doing PT in the snow. I said, have y'all lost y'all? Do you not know the snow falling? Let me back up. So when it first started snowing, I literally walked outside and looked in the air in the middle of the street, like, guy, what you doing? I say, it's paper falling. Like, no, fool, it is snow. I'm like, oh, that's what that is. And so I've experienced a level of cold that I'm like, Lord, I don't want to freeze to death, right? So I'm trench coat, layers, undershirt, thermal, hat, gloves, and warmers in my, listen, I'm gonna be prepared. And so we would do PT every morning. I'm like, it's snow, it's ice, people falling, y'all, sick call, I'm not going. Where the fire at? Turn on the heater. So long story short, just getting adapted to getting into the military, you know what I'm saying, adapted to being outside of the country, and then we received news, right? When I first got there, they were like, oh, so y'all just graduated basic and AIT. Y'all gonna be the blood sacrifice. Y'all going to Iraq and pretty much, y'all ain't coming back. And I said, well, ain't nobody laugh. Like, well, is it a joke? Because I know damn well I didn't sign up to die, right? So in my head, trying to process everything, and the very next day, we're filling out wills, we're filling out insurance policies, and I said, well, am I gonna die for real? Did he, set me up to know that this is it? Once you go to Iraq, you know what I'm saying, this is pretty much gonna be the end of your life. So long story short, if we're gonna talk about it, we're gonna talk about it, knowing that I'm already gay, right? And so at this point, if I'm gonna die, because all my life I've been told if you're gay, you're gonna die and you're going to hell. So at this point, if we're going to Iraq, I don't want male nor female, I'm gonna make it in. I ain't gay no more, right? And so I didn't want to do anything. So we got news that, hey, it's gonna be 2 weeks before y'all go to Iraq. So here it is. It was a moment where the soldiers wanted to go to the club. I was the only one that had my car. I had a BMW, a 5 Series. And I said, I'm gonna drive y'all, and then we going, we gotta get back to the barracks. So went to the club, I'm at the bar, I had a shot. Now everybody know that I love Toni Braxton. So on the dance floor, it is this female, hair curly, I see her, and I look like she could dance on beat. So I approach, I'm like, hey, what's up? And we dancing, it's Usher, it's, sweat funk dance to the entire night at the club. Exchange numbers. She was Dominican, but she was going to college, for languages. So she spoke German, Spanish, English. She was learning, right? So long story short, it is 2 weeks we get to know each other, and I'm just thinking it's a friend. And the next thing I know, what they say, first date is at McDonald's. I'm like, how the hell we get a date, love? I didn't sign up for this, right? Next thing I know, I'm meeting her mom and her brother, and it is the day before we have to go to Iraq, and I call her to the barracks, and I say, hey, I got something to tell you. I said, tomorrow I'm going to Iraq, and she slaps the piss out of me. I'm like, what that for? She said, why didn't you tell me you going to Iraq, and da-da-da. And I'm like, I didn't tell you, because this is the response I was going to get. And long story short, we kept in contact. I went to Iraq, pen pal, Skype, letters, all this kind of stuff. And we formed a bond, and I guess we started to date, right? So this is my relationship with a female. So let's start back to when we first was going to the military. So this is my first time at not the military, going to Iraq. We're on this big plane, bags packed, lights out. And they said we had to fly with the lights out in the dark because it was a potential that they could shoot the plane down because they knew that we were coming into their country. Here it is. We got motherfucking sound effects. And as the plane is flying over Afghanistan, not Afghanistan, as the plane is flying over Kuwait to land, we get there and it's basically issuing uniforms. You are seeing dirt, it's hot, armed vehicles, weapons everywhere, arsenal, it's a lot to take in. So you boots on the ground, it's like, oh my God, I have made it in war zone, right? And so we then have to fly again to get to Iraq. Then we have to drive at least another 4 hours once we land to get to this building where it is abandoned. Some may or may not have power. There's barely water. You're talking about hot showers, barely even water to shower, right? And the smell, the fumes, the bomb, the noise, the screams, the scenery, it's a lot to take in. And so I am literally in Iraq. I'm 18 at the time, and I'm in a war zone. I'm in a war zone, and I'm literally in a war zone, and basically the art of just accepting where I am, what I signed up to do. Because I was a food service specialist, I thought, oh, we're gonna have it easy, we just gonna cook. But KBR was contracted to do the food and the tent, so it's like, therefore, we had no job. So they was like, yeah, y'all gonna be on the road. We really didn't train, we trained, but we was mainly in the kitchen, right? So maps and da-da-da, I'm like, love, that ain't my ministry. Though I am a soldier first, my main job is to be cooking. Spoons, forks, and knives. Don't give me no damn map, because we're gonna be in Virginia again. And so, we was on the road every day. They gave me the position to work in the PX. Basically, it still was a great job, but it was like getting CDs, movies, da-da-da, you know, kind of entertainment, food. You know, we get a list like, hey, can you get some teas? Hey, can you get some Coke? Hey, can you get some Red Bull? Whatever. And so we would then leave base, a convoy, you know, setting up. And it's not me telling the military, because the damn news tell everything anyway. So with that being said, you're hearing it from my mouth because this is my experience. And so we had vehicles who we had to maybe drop off water, drop off fuel, drop off, you know, products, MREs, you know. So therefore we had went to the bigger base where they had more infrastructure and grounds and supplies to pick up, to come on back on the road every single day to drop off and replenish our little, you know, situation hookup. So long story short, we're on the road, you see death, you hear bombs, you see smoke, you hear gunfire, you hear grenades. One particular day, we were going as we normally would, and I would pray before every convoy. They thought I was crazy, whatever, call it what you want, but if you're gonna be blessed by association, because if I gotta go out here, death, violence, and I don't know if I'm coming back, because we would see it. People would leave, and they would never come back. Right? So for me, I would say, oh, I'm coming home. Yeah, I'm coming home with my life, health, and strength. That was my prayer to God. And not only come home with my life, health, and strength, but with a right mindset. Because imagine you are stuck in this foreign country. You, quote unquote, got to defend and fight for your country. And I'm black, so a country that badly want me in any damn way. And so I'm over here, and I'm like, God, what is this? Right? This particular day was radio, boom, 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 da, boom, boom. I'm like, what's going on? Everybody running, like, everything all right? It was a bridge, right? Iraqis are very smart. I don't know what crack energy vitamins they own. It is from sun up to sundown. It is bombs. It is boom, boom, booms all night long. It's pretty much your new soundtrack. So we playing Uno, we playing cards, basically like, child, that's just our white noise. And it is what it is. It's always going on. And so this particular day, there's so much movement, they had blew up the bridge where they knew we was going to get more supplies, going to get fuel, going to get the very things that we needed to sustain our little base. So they blew up the bridge and like, haha, we got you, right? And so now we are on the road even more because we have to go through a longer and the outside route because they blew up the easy access. So now we not only go and get the fuel, the supply, all that kind of stuff, now we got to get the bridge material and the blocks and being on call, you know what I'm saying, 24/7 watching this stuff. So it was things like that that happened. This was the first time that I was in Iraq, and I'll say this, and then I'll move on to my second tour, right? So this particular base, because oftentimes we had to move, it was the welcome in the gate, and then it was the dining facility. Tell me why they had this vehicle fly past, try to come through the gate, and it was a car full of bombs, right? And it blew up and exploded at the gate, and we were right by the dining facility. So it hit, and we're just like, we feel the effects. We go outside, we see the car full of smoke, we see people running, arms missing, blood everywhere, smoke. And it's like the ringing of the ears. It's like you want to scream and you can't even hear it because it's just so loud. And it was like, why do you think a person would hate you so much that they would try to kill you? Like it really shifted my mindset to say, wow, like this is real. So it was many experiences like that. You would go and try to hand water to somebody on the road that you see, maybe a pregnant lady. She lift up her shirt and she's strapped with bombs. You think you're trying to help somebody and they're literally. So I'm trying to, I won't say hurry this up because it is so much that I couldn't even really tell you guys all of what I've seen. This is kind of like radio edit. And not people, but my veterans can connect. My veterans can identify that what we went into was not normal. It was not sanctioned for us to come back the same, right? And so why I broke it up in parts, because I was a different person before I went. I was bubbly, I was da-da-da. But now, you over here, you have to be guarded. You're over here, you're hearing bombs. You're over here, you're on key. You just like, whoa, what's that? Okay, boom, you gotta be ready. Your weapon is at, you know what I'm saying? You got my bag, boom, boom. It's like you're fighting for your life. So it's not a fucking video game. This is not no, ooh, and we're gonna go play house real quick. It's blood, sweat, and you may not come back alive. People will be on the phone hearing that, oh, their wife cheated, or oh, their mama died, or they can go home and go to the bathroom and blow their brains out. Real life. You're one person dealing with all of this chaos, loud noise, death around, and you're expected to just be okay. I often understand why people that come back not the same, but come back not really getting all the way back on track, because you don't really have the support, you really don't have nobody to talk to, and at the end of the day, you feel alone because you have walked through all of this bullshit to come back with no real support, no hug. They spit you out, and it's kind of like, figure it out. Then for yourself, you a soldier. Eat that shit up. Keep it moving. What you mean you crying? Wipe that fucking tears and get to work. What? Like, can I have a moment to process what I just went through, right? And you expected to just keep going. Like ain't nothing happened. Like you ain't just miss your buddy that maybe have got killed, or legs chopped off, and whatever vehicle that cut them out, or IED blew up, and you gotta. How am I supposed to be the same? It is fucking possible, right? I want to tell y'all something, but I think I'm gonna have to take a break because but I'm gonna get through this because somebody out on the other side of this camera needs to hear it. Whether you're a family member that needs closure, whether you are a veteran that may be thinking about some things, right? But I'm here to tell you that there is hope and that suicide is not the answer. I want to let you know that I'm praying for you. I want to let you know that on the other side of this, that when you choose life, you're choosing to fight for your very existence. Though everything in the world and around may not give a shit about you, right? I want to let you know that I care. I want to let you know that I'm praying for you. I want to let you know that I've had that very same struggle. Before I get into my story, I'm gonna take a beat. We'll be right back.
My name is Jonathan Adams. I was in the Navy for 8 years, and it was an adventure. Happy Veterans Day.
Quintavious Hughley, Army Reserves. I've served 3 years with the Army Reserves and 3 years with the Alabama National Guard. Happy Veterans Day.
Hi everyone, I'm Matthew, or formerly known as Petty Officer 2nd Class Cabas, as I served 6 years in the Navy and would like to wish all my fellow vets out there a happy Veterans Day. Thank you.
Bruce Jackson Jr., United States Air Force, Operation Iraq Freedom. Happy Veterans Day.
Hey, what's up? My name is Dwayne Williams, and I'm a veteran of the United States Army. I did about 4 years, and it was the best time of my life. Happy Veterans Day, everybody.